So his mother's like, oh no, we just go right up the street right here. I'm like, oh, so now I'm going in this place by myself. And I'm in there for like 30 minutes. I get tested and they're like, oh yeah, you're pregnant. And they give you the little piece of paper. But instead of me getting to be like, oh, it's true. This is so beautiful. I'm going to show my babe. I'm over here like, look, I got proof. I got proof, baby. Now I'm not doing all that, but it's like I'm not really happy because I'm still trying to figure out, did niggas bring me here so I can get welfare? Anyways, so I go out there, get the paper, we go back. Then that whole process, oh no, that process didn't even take 2 hours because I accidentally said I was 5 months pregnant. But you got to be 6 months. So I said like, oh yeah, they turned me away. And honestly, I wasn't mad about it. I don't want to be here. I don't want to do this. Shoot, drop me off somewhere where I go get a fucking job. Because why are we here? Like, why is there 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 able-bodied adults waiting on me? Well, see, I didn't even know that yet. I didn't even know that it was like that serious. But it's like, why are we not like, okay, we're going to do this, and that's how we're going to get out this shitty-ass apartment. I still have at least that on my mind. Like, why are we not... There's some temp agencies for now? Because what are we doing? So, I come out there, I'm like, yeah. Oops. This goes off. He's like, what? I told you not to... I told you what to say. How you going? And his mom's like, and he's like, no, because I told her. I said, nigga, did you bring me out here just for me to get some welfare? And they're all like, oh. And he's like, no, baby. I'm sorry. It's hot. I say, yeah, dial it back. Remember who I am, right? Because I could do this quiet girl bougie role when you think I'm supposed to be doing all this hood stuff and I'm not for it. But don't talk to me like that. I'm motherfucking crazy. So I'm like, nah, I'm not doing this shit. I start to walk in the car. I'm like, nah, I see, because I could go right fucking now. He's like, no, I'm sorry. We just need this to happen. And I'm like, need what to happen? Like, why do we need food stamps that bad? Like, why do we need it that bad? Because in Vegas, for just me, I'm only gonna get like $100-something. And he was like, yeah, but at least you need to eat. You gotta eat. You got my baby in there. So I'm like, yeah, because I am hungry. He's eating noodles. I was like, yeah, I am hungry, but like, I don't want you yelling at me like that. And I'm crying. So he's like, no, it's fine. You just gonna go back in there with my mom, and she's gonna explain to them that, you know, you just got a little pregnancy brain, right? And I'm like, that's not gonna fucking work. What? I'm a grown woman. They're not gonna... I forgot, most people didn't think I looked like a grown woman. But I'm like, I'm a grown woman. They're not going to be like, oh, you forgot? Okay, yeah. But it worked. So she goes in there, like we go in there. She's like, oh, I'm sorry. My daughter, she kind of messed up the thing. We got the paper to confirm that she's 6 months. The paper does not say that I'm 6 months. It just says I'm pregnant. But they go with it. And I'm wondering, it's just because I think it was a different person when we walked in. Is a different person? Oh, it was okay. So I think it worked because it was a different person, but I don't know. I still felt like you didn't just see me in here, but I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna fuck it up twice. So I was like, yeah, my apologies. And so I go back there, and you know they're asking all these invasive ass questions, but beggars couldn't be choosers. So I was so mad. I was so mad because I'm like, I'm tired. At this point, it's been 3.5 hours. I haven't had food, like real solid food. The only reason why I'm forcing myself to go through this because I'm thinking to myself that, okay, it clearly is about to work, and I ain't got to be stuck eating freaking chicken noodles for the next however the heck long I could get a job. But I felt ashamed because I felt like this person's like, But I guess it turned a bit in the conversation. It turned a bit in the conversation because they were really like looking at me like I was a kid. Now, mind you, I was 22, and I suppose now I would look at a 22-year-old like, oh, that's a baby. So it makes sense to be like, okay, yeah, you're really young. I want to help you. You made a mistake. I ain't make a mistake. But, when you're young, they like to say, you made a mistake and, you'll get through it as long as you go to school. And mind you, that's all I wanted for my life. But I didn't want to hear it from this lady who I felt like was patronizing me when I'm doing something that I don't even want to do for some grown-ass people who don't want to work. Excuse me, y'all. For some grown-ass people who don't want to work. Because I still felt like it was that. I still felt like it was like, nah, I heard that the way I heard it. You got me here so I can help out. Why would you have a whole nother human being coming to help out with food stamps? That's where I messed up at, though. I didn't know they give you way more money. They give you way more money for food stamps. And then they give you cash. I did not know that. I think they gave me like $500. I think they gave me like $500. No. They gave me $3 something. But they were going to give me $500 the next month. So they gave me $3 something because it was rebated. Because it was already later in the month when I got there. And like $600 in food stamps. And they're like, oh yeah, this will go up after you... It will go up. So I'm over here like, and you would think that I'm excited about me. You would think that I'm like, oh, I got money. No. I'm like, they knew this. They knew I was going to get a hold of this. They probably did the motherfucking math. They got me here to use me. So I had already predetermined in my head, I'm not giving nobody nothing. I'm not a girlfriend for hire. I'm not. Because honestly, he had that attitude. And it didn't start off that way. Like, he didn't start off that way. But I should have known that he was going to turn into one of them because of how he was treating me. It was always, he felt like he was always entitled to my money. Like, he acted like he was entitled to my money. And then, like, when he was doing Winter Boy stuff, it was like anytime I'm in the yacht, he think like I'm just going. So I'm like, okay, I'm not into this. I'm not doing this. And then you think that I'm not doing this. I'm about to go get a job. Like, bruh, like, come on, big bruh. Come on. No, I'm not going to go to these lengths for someone like you. I'm not. And somebody that I would want to go lengths with like that with wouldn't even be doing this. So we're not on, oh, these look cute down there. So yeah. So I get this stuff and I'm already contemplating how I'm about to work this. Y'all not finna get me. Cause y'all got me and y'all not finna get me. So, when I come out of there, he's like, okay, so like clearly it worked because you was in there for a while. And I was like, yeah. And he was like, what? So how much did you get? I said, I don't feel comfortable saying that. Because, mind you, his family's around. So I'm like, yeah, I don't feel comfortable with saying that. We could talk about it later. And he's like, what you mean? And I'm like, we can talk about it later. And he's like, oh, no, okay. And he's like, then his mom's like, well, I at least need some help with the groceries. I bet you do. I bet you do need help with the groceries. But there was no way that I was gonna, I'm just not like that. The money's mine. Well, no, I did end up still helping out even with the bills. Because, of course, I'm there. And I was too afraid to go back home to the family members because the shame, my past issue with shame and guilt and, looking stupid. So I'm like, yeah, we could go get groceries. And she's like, okay, And she is a sweet woman sometimes. So I didn't feel right being like, no, mine's. Because it was a lot. It was a lot on the food stamps. The cash thing just seemed weird to me, though. I'm not handing over cash when I'm the pregnant person who needs the fucking help. I'm thinking about doctor's appointments, and y'all probably thinking about weed. So yeah, we go to the grocery store, and I want to say that's when we went to, I don't know if it's Oakland, that street where they have like a lot of the boutiques outside. I don't know if that's Oakland or Compton. I don't know. It was one of those. But yeah, so they had some cute stuff out there, right? So I'm like, oh, I wanna get some maternity clothes, and he's like, yeah, baby, you should get some, something cute. And he's like, oh yeah, I'm about to go look at some stuff. I'm like, oh, he's gonna expect me to buy it. But I'm telling you, that drive to that area made me feel like, it didn't make me feel like anything, but I was contemplating like, okay, I know I'm not about to just dip out immediately. Started plotting again. I'll be plotting. When I don't want to be somewhere, I am plotting always how to fucking get out. So my thought was, use this, not use it like give it to anybody, because I don't want anybody for 1 second thinking that they're about to start bullying me up in this joint. So I'm not handing nobody nothing, but be open to making sure, there's kids in the house. Make sure that I bring food in the house, kids can eat. I love to cook, so I'm like, ooh, I could cook something. Maybe it could bring some love and hominess to this crazy ass looking place. And as far as like the cash goes, I was gonna give his mom something to put on the rent, and then get us some clothes, because I didn't come with much. But the next one, that big one, I was going to use it to dip, but I ain't tell nobody that. And I'm going to save that for a different story time, because it was a lot. So yeah, and so we go to this boutique, and like he's like, oh, you should let me pick something out for you to wear. And I was like, for what? Like, for where? Like, are we going somewhere? And he's like, yeah, we're going to go, we're going to see some family. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. Because, he's told me about his Cali family. And he picks out a blue dress. It was this kind of low sitting, and then it had like straps in the back. And then it was like short, those dresses that were short in the front and long in the back. I want to say I had like one of those, but they kind of feel a little outdated, just a little. But it was like short in the front, and it kind of gradually gets long in the back. It was so pretty for what it was. I have a picture of me wearing it, but it was like later on in life when I wore it when I was a bit bigger, because that was the only time I could fit it. It's because I was pregnant. And then when I got bigger, I had to buy new clothes, and so I wore old maternity clothes. So I'm going to probably put that picture up. Maybe. Y'all not about to talk about me. Yeah, so I'm like, oh, this is cute. But I never put two and two together, right? So what he runs with, I didn't know enough about it like that to be thinking that deep. So I'm like, oh yeah, this is pretty. And so I get that. I think I get one other dress, and then I think he gets like a hat, like a blue hat. Oh yeah. And he got, oh no, that was a different time. But he got like a blue hat. And then some like white pant or white shirts, the white tees back in the day. Not the big white tees, but more of like Cali swag white tees. They were more shorter. They weren't them big, huge New York white tees. I cannot believe we used to think that was cute. Anyways, I got glue stuck on my dang on nail. So yeah, we end up, when the day comes for us to go, we end up getting dressed, and I put on the dress, and he puts on the outfit that he had, and it was just me, him, and his mom. So everybody wasn't going. So I'm like, okay, but maybe it's his family. Nobody else like. We go out there and we went far. So we go out there and he's like, pull up here. Like, we listen to music, talking all that. But when we get there, it was, I think it was, I don't know who he was to him, but I know he was like for sure, a family member. And so when we get there, he's like, and he always does this. And I think it kind of ended up going on to me because it's like, I'm already a paranoid person. But he's always like, looking at every car that go by. And I'm like, what the fuck is you looking for? Didn't get it. Didn't get it. But he's always just like, So the Unc come out. I don't think it was his uncle, but I'm calling him Unc because he looked like one of them niggas. I gotta stop cussing. So Unc come out and they're like talking, oh hey, like dapping up, and he's like, oh, so this my girl, that's my baby in there. He like, oh, okay, nephew. It's not his uncle though, which is, he's like, oh, okay, nephew, I see you. Or maybe it was his uncle. I don't know. But he's like, okay, nephew, I see you. And I'm like, yeah. I thought I was cute. Because, if Unc say, what's okay, nephew, I see you, that means you're in. You're good. So I'm just like, and then I'm like, and then it gets to be a little too much like that though, where now everybody, oh hey, and he's like, yeah, this my girl, and I didn't realize, like, am I that? Not like, do I look good, but like, is he just gonna walk around and be like, this is my girl, and I'm supposed to be like, and everybody like, damn, okay, like, my name's Mickey. I have attributions and goals. My favorite color is green. Like, okay. So I'm literally just like, I'm not saying nothing to nobody. And so eventually when they get to talking, oh yeah, nephew, I need to talk to you in private. You just got here. Like, what could y'all possibly talk about that I can't hear? So now me and Moms is on the side. And it just felt so, like we're just, like, talk to me, lady. I'm about to have your grandson. Talk to me. Like, so eventually we ended up talking, so it wasn't getting awkward. But they were also sipping, so it probably, it probably didn't register to them that I'm not as hype as y'all are because I'm sober and I'm tired and I'm already ready to eat again. But yeah, so she eventually starts talking, and then now I'm including she eventually starts talking to me, and when they overhear us talking, because now, like, I'm talking, I'm getting to be me, and she's a bit more open than she normally is. So I'm like, and I'm like, I'm funny. I'm kind of funny. So, like, I'm making her laugh, and like, and so they're like, oh, what y'all talking about? And then it becomes a more group thing, and it's like, okay, yay. Now I feel part of the family. So it was a pretty dope conversation and all that. It started getting a little dark. Sun started going down a little bit. Like, it's not dark, but it's getting dark. So it's getting dark, right? And I remember looking at him, Bernard, and I could see him getting like, and there's like more people coming out, and they're staring. But I'm thinking, like, they know him, because he's this big shot where we're at, according to my man, that, he's kind of a big shot. And from my knowledge, he's a big shot too, here. Like, I don't know I know his, another family member of his was a big shot here in Vegas, but he was a big shot there. Or I don't know how, I don't know what do they call it? I don't know the politics. I don't know the politics of it all, but that he was known. So the aunt goes like, oh, like, 1 second, nephew, 1 second, right? Like, 1 second, y'all, just stay here, just stay here. And he starts going to talk to these dudes who's kind of like, coming out. And I'm thinking like, cause it's barbecuing, it's summertime, so I'm just assuming like it's about to be like some type of block party, New York style. When you start seeing a bunch of, I don't even know if they do that no more. But when you start to see a bunch of people come out and they know each other and stuff like that, it's usually like a block party. Now, if people start bussing, I feel like it's not always automatic. It's usually like, somebody noticed somebody that knows somebody and was like, yeah, run that, But maybe Cali's different. I don't know. So I'm assuming they coming out. People about to start barbecuing. It's about to be, it's about to be lit. We about to be eating here. No. So he starts getting like a bit fidgety. And he's like looking at his mom. I'm like, looking at his mom a lot. And he's like, should we start going? And she was like, I don't know. It's up to you. Like, what you want to do? And I'm like, are we in danger? And he's like, I'm gonna wait to see if he comes back. I'm gonna wait to see if he comes back. I'm trying to see what he's about to do. But I could feel the tension. So I'm like, are we not having fun anymore? Like, cause they're like, and I'm like, why is it so serious all of a sudden? And then you start hearing, I don't even know the sound of, but you start like, hoo-hoo! Like, so in Buffalo, people usually be like, you're, but like loud. I don't know if the sound's in Cali, but I knew it was hood shit. So, but people started doing it, and I'm just assuming like it's just hood shit. Like it's just ends calling other ends and trying to see what's up. But he get in the car, babe, get in the car. And I'm like, what? He's like, get in the fucking car. So I'm like, oh, okay. And I get in the passenger seat, but they're not getting in the car. So I'm like, what's serious? Like, is there a loose dog? I feel like in the hood, there's always a loose dog. There is always a loose dog. And I always get bit by one. Well, used to. Because I want to say maybe my energy wasn't good with dogs. I did not like dogs back then. So maybe they felt my energy. And that's why they was always, either they would start trying to fucking chase me, or them little ass ones would bite me. And then when I got a bit older, I would just be like, I'm not running from no damn dog. I'm not hopping gates. And I learned how to just be like dead ass. It probably sounds crazy, but I would literally like puff up to a dog. Like, I'm not running from you. So I just thought maybe it was one of those situations, because it's not new. Like, it was not a new thing back then. I was always getting chased by dogs. When I was pregnant with my second child, I got chased by, well, I didn't get chased by a dog, but I was sitting down in my family member's garage, and these fucking dogs was full blown coming towards me. Family member had to be like, yo, what's that? Stop. So it's not like, it probably sounds square, me thinking like, is it a dog? But no, even he had to. When we first met, we was walking down the street. He was taking me to work, and same thing. And so it was kind of, it's like a joke, low key. If a dog is gonna chase me, a dog is gonna chase me. If a dog is loose, it's going to chase me. Period. Or it's going to try. Because like I said, I kind of like, and it doesn't happen anymore. Like, even like a month ago, a dog almost tried it when I was with my kids. And like I said, I'm not running from dogs anymore. I've literally ran from dogs my fucking whole life. Dead ass. I'm not running from dogs. So same thing with that dog. Get your shit. Get your shit. Or I'ma get him. Dogs don't come for me no more. I'm off subject. Anyways, so I asked that stupid question. And he's like, no, this ain't that. And I'm like, okay, so what's going on? Like, why are we fucking sitting here then? Because one thing I do not like is an overreactor. I do not like people who overreact. Like fight, flight, or freeze. It depends. My fight, obviously, I'm more of a just, I'm going to fight thing because I don't have time. I don't have time to be running. So I don't really flight that much anymore. But I used to. I've been running in heels. So I don't really flight. And freeze, my freeze isn't like everybody else's freeze. My freeze isn't, unless somebody like jump scares me, then I'm like, like that. But I don't really like freeze up. Mine's is more like, I gotta think. When shit's going down, I need to think. I need to think about what I need to do. Do I need to beat some ass or do I need to run? And most likely I'm gonna go towards beating some ass. But I'm pregnant, so I might gotta run. But I still gotta be strategic. I have to be strategic when things is happening. So I can't do all that, like when people go, like all that screaming. Chill. I got to think. So my whole thing is like, this to me felt like flight. Let's go. Why are we standing outside the car? Why are we talking about it? Like, I don't know what's going on, but it don't look right. And he's not the type of person to get scared. So why are we sitting here? Let's go. So I'm like, get in the fucking car. And he's like, no. And then you just hear more of it. Like, fucking. And you hear it more. I'm like, get in the fucking car. And he like, Mom, drive. I can't drive, I've been drinking. So she hops in it's on the wheel. He gets in the back seat, and then she just starts. And as she's drifting out of this parking space to go out, niggas is running. They're like fucking running. I'm like, oh shit, this for real. This ain't one of them movies. It's going down. So niggas start running. And then you hear them hopping in cars. So now you hear screeching. And like, I'm literally in there like, this is fucking happening. But mind you, we're like, oof. So I'm trying to like, okay, I'm pregnant. I'm pregnant. I'm like, oh my God, if we get in a car accident while I'm pregnant, and honestly, I start tuning shit out because when shit happens, I go in strategic mode. So now I'm thinking like, damn, if this car flip, then okay, put on the seatbelt. But then that part right there is on my stomach. So I'm like, okay. So maybe I'm trying to figure out ways to wear a fucking seatbelt. And I came up with the conclusion that I just needed to sit in a different type of way without the seatbelt. Because automatically the seatbelt's going to do some damage. And I've been in a car accident before, but I've never been in a serious one. So I don't know that. I'm pretty sure without the seatbelt, it could do 10 times more. But the way that she's driving, the seatbelt keeps clenching. So I'm like, I just didn't feel right. So my whole idea was take the seatbelt off, but hold it. And the moment it feels, I've done some wild stuff before that I didn't know I was going to be able to do. So to me, I was like, I'll be able to click it right in time. I'll be able to do it. I believe in myself. So I'm just holding this motherfucker like this. And he doesn't have on a seatbelt. So he's holding the back of my car, or the back of my chair and the back of his mother's chair. And so he's just like, turn this way, turn that way. And all I'm hearing is, it's like I get it, but I don't like when people overreact because I don't think it helps the situation. I think it makes it worse. Because then she's like, I got it, leave me alone. And then I'm looking behind this way, and you just see shoot. I'm like, oh fuck, we're fucked. They're like, we're right on our back. So as she's doing this, a nigga come. I got to stop cussing. A man comes. A dude comes this way. And he tries to stop us. But she does this she's doing like this maneuver. So they're kind of like drifting this way. But then somebody was about to walk in the motherfucking street. So the people that was chasing us in the back hits the fucking thing because she's trying to slow down. They hit the thing and this nigga goes, oh! And man goes, oh! I don't mean to laugh, but I was so mad. Like, you're not a man right now. You're a bitch. He's like, oh! Oh man, I really got mad though. Like, for real. This is fucking embarrassing. I'm embarrassed. And it's like nobody could see him or hear him. But I'm embarrassed that I even know you scream. Because I'm not screaming. Your mother not screaming. Why are you screaming? But he didn't have a seatbelt on, so he's probably afraid he was going. That boy ain't go nowhere. He was so skinny. He just and falls back, and she's still like, I'm like, your mama do this. Your mother does this, but she like whipping the out of that car. Thank God we got away. Cause she was like Grand Theft Auto in that thing. She was riding that thing. But, so we get away, but she's still speeding out of adrenaline. So then he's like, yo, slow down. Then we gonna get the cops on us. Or I think he said like the pigs. We gonna get the pigs on us. And I'm like, I'm still sitting there like, tell me when to click. Tell me when to click. I'm gonna click it. I'm gonna fucking click it. This shit was wild. So when things finally died down, I say, what the was that? And he was like, nah, see, I thought he was going to be cool. I didn't know he was going to act like this. And she said, what the fuck? Honestly, what the fuck did you think he was going to act like? You got us in the motherfucking jungle with this bitch wearing a blue dress. And I'm like, and he was like, man, I'm supposed to represent. I'm supposed to be representing. She's like, you ain't your motherfucking daddy. So now they arguing, and I'm like, this man knew. Well, duh. But like, this man knew we was in the trenches of the other side, and you purposely had me put on a blue dress. You purposely had me in this color, knowing that they don't like this color? Oh, I was pissed. I'm not even gonna lie to you, because I'm like, I'm all shaking just thinking about them. Because I'm like, how could you? Like, represent, like, okay, so we 50 deep, and y'all wanna, okay then, right? And I'm not pregnant, and I'm down for this. I'm not down for this. I'm not a part of this. I didn't get initiated into this. I don't even know the motherfucking, the signs. And I'm over here like, oh yeah, it's so pretty. It's such a pretty color. That probably made me feel the most fucking square. Because, duh, I don't know about this stuff. Like, I know about it. But even the what I do know is still on a whole different spectrum, because East Coast don't really, I mean, like, they do, but at that time they weren't really, it wasn't really like that. And I feel like when it was like that, it was just that one. Like, you rarely ever saw the colors that he was wearing over there. You would see the colors of the people on the opposite team a lot. Ooh, excuse me. But I ain't hang out with nobody like that. Or at least I did, actually. But I hung out with people on the opposite side when I used to live in New York. But they weren't banging like that. Like, they weren't going hard like that. They would just make jokes about they wouldn't wear that color. They only wear that color. And like I said, I was never interested in anything hood. I looked at it like this is supposed to be the stepping stone. You know what I mean? You're supposed to be making it out the hood. You know, I make it out the hood. You know what I mean? I put everybody on. I make sure everybody eat. And I wouldn't even have said it like that. I'm trying to go to college. I'm trying to make it out here. So I'm not into this. I was never trying to be into this. And after that, I damn sure was not trying to be into this. But I'm like, oh. But I'm like, the nerve of this man to have me in the mother chucking jungle wearing these colors. So, obviously, my plan to leave went into overdrive. There was never going to be enough that he could say to make me. Now, I called my family members, and then I did it secretly too, because I didn't want him to know that I was planning to leave him. So I called them secretly and I spilled the beans. And I'm going to tell you guys that story in the next story time. Well, maybe not the next story time, but maybe the next story time about him. Because I don't know if I want to tell a different story time, and it might not have nothing to do with him. But I hope you guys like this video. Give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, please.